Hey, Kayla Wall here from Voice of the Speechless, and welcome to the Vegan Prep Guide for the 21-Day Challenge. This is going to be your guide to really lay a foundation for setting you up for success on transitioning to vegan. And in this prep guide, we're going to walk you through some things that really you may not be aware of, but things to really focus on during this challenge. So let's jump in. Step one, have fun. And you know what? Being vegan, first off, is really rare. So I put this picture in here because you are here. This is awesome. You are stepping out of the norm. You are doing things for yourself. You're doing this for the environment, and you're doing this for the animals. So, very serious topics, right? This is very freaking important. And with that is sometimes people can just get too caught up in all the seriousness. So we have to have fun. This is going to be about trying new foods that are really nutritious and can be really delicious. So this is exciting. This is going to be a community where you're loved and appreciated. So I want you to really just take a moment to acknowledge yourself and see what a beautiful blessing you are, and let's have fun. So step one, keep that in mind the whole challenge, and that is really going to set you up for success. Step two, what the heck do we eat? So big question, what do you eat as vegan? Are you just eating vegetables? Now, this is really important because not all vegans are healthy. I'm going to say that again because it's so crazy. Not all vegans are healthy. The way to be healthy is to eat more of the whole foods, the vegetables, the fruits, the legumes, the nuts, and there is so much variety on what you can choose to eat. Now, there's other things that are vegan, like Oreos and, different things aren't healthy, but are technically vegan, right? So what can we eat? And this is why I put this little pyramid together to really kind of show you, because growing up, we learned about the pyramid, and that typically, if your grains, your vegetables, and then you have your protein. So for us, we're going to use meat alternatives, but we're also going to use legumes and seeds and nuts. Instead of dairy from cows, we're going to use substitutes like coconut milk, almond milk, soy milk, different things like that, vegan butters. There is still different, sugary foods you can eat that are vegan. So that's still there. And the big thing is what everyone asks is, where the heck do I get my protein being vegan? And there's a lot of different variety, your peanut butter and your tofu, tempeh, which we'll talk a little bit more about later on. We have different types of cereals and seeds like oats and chia seeds and quinoa, and different legumes, beans, red beans, black beans, lentils, chickpeas, and protein is actually found in greens, which I know a lot of people are like, what? I thought that was in the vegetable category, but there is overlay. So we got spinach and kale and broccoli, so many places to get protein, and so many different amazing recipes that you are going to love. So big thing is what not to eat. And this is what really is different from vegetarian, which people who are vegetarian don't eat animals. Vegan means not eating animals or their byproducts. So the animals, that is going to be a lot of different animals. So cows, which is going to be beef, or a lot of times veal, which is baby cows. Not eating pigs, not eating sheep, or poultry like chickens and ducks and turkey, etc. Fish. Now, fish, not eating fish, small fish like anchovies, large fish like salmon, shrimp, or calamari, or mussels, and not eating fish sauce either. Other animals that vegans don't eat are horses and organ meat, any type of wild animal like deer or bison, any animal, no animals. One animal product that is found in a ton of different foods is gelatin. And it's really found in like foods you're like, what? Why is gelatin in there? And that's going to be things like marshmallows, which there is a vegan marshmallow brand that does not carry gelatin. And Jell-O has gelatin in it. And gelatin is a thickening agent that comes from the skin and bones of cows and pigs. So we avoid that. One big thing people ask is, where do I get my omegas? Where do I get my fatty acids? Now, a lot of people associate omega-3s with fish. Now, where do fish get their omegas? They actually get it from eating algae. So we go straight to the source for our omegas. There's also different omegas, but for instead of using like a fish capsule, we use an algae capsule. So that's a real one I did not know before I went vegan, which was really cool. I love the algae supplement that I use, which is Udo's. Okay, so we're doing this for the animals. We really know that it's really great to not harm animals, right? And look how adorable they are. But when animals are in the farming process, they are abused in a lot of ways. And so we don't eat their byproducts because we are not becoming consumers of that product or standing for that. Now, this is what really separates vegetarian from vegan, like I said before. And this is not eating any eggs, any dairy, or any dairy ingredients like whey. Whey is in a lot of different protein powders that aren't vegan. Casein is another one that's hidden in there. And then lactose, which that's what you would notice on food labels. So that's something that you would have to look for. Or honey. Now, in this program, we're all about positivity. We are not going to show you anything that is any way harming any animals. But it's really important to know that this is a driving force because animals are injured in the process, right? They're injured in the process of getting the eggs and, in that industry. So this is a really big part of veganism, also for health reasons for some of these. Other than diet, being vegan is also about what we're buying, what type of materials we're buying. Things that we don't buy are leather. So leather is actually one of those products that is really, really important in the factory farming because they make a lot of profits from the hide of the cows. So we definitely don't purchase leather full for wool or silk. Now, I'm not saying go throw out your couch if you have a leather couch. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying from here on out, just not purchasing it. I tend to not wear anything that is made of that material that I owned before either, only because I know that, and this isn't just because I'm in this program, but just because whenever we're out and about, we are beacons for what we want to express in the world, what we want to show up as. So supporting another product or is like modeling that product for the world, right? You're a walking advertisement. And so we set examples for kids and we set examples for our friends and other people that value us as beings. So we don't use any of those types of because ultimately it's about really connecting with the animals and really appreciating them and not purchasing into that industry that harms them, which this is just an adorable picture. Okay, so how do you tell if a product that you buy at the store is vegan if you're not buying an eggplant or some asparagus? How do you know? Well, you have to check the food labels. So this can, be a little daunting at first, but it's super easy. So all you have to do is first check the packaging. If it's got vegan on it, woohoo, score, vegan, right? However, that's not always the case. A lot of times you're actually not going to find one of these labels that says vegan on it or is labeled vegan. And it could very well be just vegan. Again, like different products, we're going to have to look at this food label. So as you see here, this product, if you look at the ingredients, there's a lot of different ingredients. From the ingredients, then below there it says contains, and that's usually in bold. A lot of times, not always, it will say contains milk, contains eggs, and that will be like red flag. But I always check the ingredients a little bit closer to make sure there's not like milk product or something hidden in there. This product is vegan. However, if you posted this product in a group, some people might argue with you about the palm oil. Palm oil is a separate thing all in itself, but palm oil is actually a really, it's one that is really destroying our rainforest because they use a lot of palm oil to tear down rainforests to make palm oil and put them in, very cheap products. And this is a vegan product that you probably heard of. It's not healthy, but it is delicious, and that's Oreos. So there you go. Oreos are vegan, if you didn't know. Okay, now I have a comparison. You probably can tell by looking at the chips which one is and which one isn't vegan. But if you were to look at the ingredients down below, you would see under the original whole grain, in the bold, it says wheat ingredients. And then if you look above here, above that, just where it says ingredients, there's nothing listed. No whey protein. And then if you go over to the Harvest cheddar, you'll see in bold under contains wheat and milk ingredients. So it's very easy to see that this is not vegan. It also, under ingredients, has milk and whey and those listed. So that's one very easy thing to look for. Now, there's a lot of other ingredients or byproducts that aren't vegan. However, because this is really understanding the basics, we're not going to get too far into all the different tiny ingredients. But basically, we're looking for whey, we're looking for casein, we're looking for gelatin, but mostly it's going to be eggs and milk ingredients when you're at the store. Okay? So, vegan, new ingredients, new recipes. At first, it can be daunting to make new recipes that you never made before. I'm not gonna lie, when I first went vegan, a lot of the recipes I made went in the trash right away. Now, also noted, I did not know how to cook before. I'm still working on it, but I've made so many great recipes that people love. And so that's what we're going to be showing you in the dashboard. There's a whole bunch of different recipes. However, you might notice some different ingredients you've never used before that are in these new recipes. So I just want to walk you through some of the ones that you might run into before you get to it, so you just have a little more understanding about that. One of my favorites, this is nutritional yeast or Nooch. This is a great product. It's nutritional yeast. It's really good to add to anything you want to have like a little cheese. Instead of cheese, you're gonna add a little nooch. Now it's they're like little flakes, but it's got a lot of good nutritional value to it because it's rich in different B vitamins and minerals, and it's got protein, which for 1 tablespoon you get 2 grams of protein, which is great. So sometimes I'll sprinkle this on popcorn, or if I make like a quinoa salad where I make like quinoa and then a whole bunch of vegetables, I might sprinkle this on after. One of the really great things is using this for making a vegan Parmesan, vegan Alfredo sauce. So you use a lot of this for it. Tofu. So you probably heard of tofu. Honestly, before I went vegan, I did not like tofu because I did not know how to cook it right. So extra firm tofu, eating tofu plain is not yummy. You're gonna want to saute it in different foods, different vegetables, different sauces. But it's really great because it has a high amount of protein and it's got amino acids and vitamins and minerals. So it's also gluten-free for those who can't eat gluten. So it's really good. Tempeh is kind of like tofu because they're both made of soy. Tofu is made of soy milk, condensed soy milk. Tempeh is actually fermented soybeans. So it's got a dry, firm, chewy taste. Again, I would not eat this plain. Tried it, not good. You're gonna want to season this with some type of seasonings or marinate it. This has a lot of protein. So per serving, you get about 15 grams of protein, vitamins, and minerals. It's a really good source of calcium as well. And because it's fermented, it's got probiotics, which is good for your gut. So this is a good one. Tahini. So a lot of different recipes call for making a tahini sauce, which is delicious. Tahini has almost a peanut butter like consistency. It's a little bit thinner. You have to stir it up. And what's really great about tahini, it's made from sesame seeds. And so this is actually going to be more nutritious than peanut butter. It's definitely got a different flavor. It's got more vitamins and minerals and really good healthy fats. It is a fat, so it's not something you want to eat the whole jar of. You want to, smaller portions. But this is actually an immune boosting food. So it's really good for you as well. But it can be made in a lot of different sauces. Some people even add this to hummus. Bragg's liquid aminos. So this is a soy sauce alternative. It's still, it's high in salt, but it has more of those amino acids and is a gluten-free option for those who can't have gluten. So this is a lot of different recipes call for that because it's got good amino acids. Olive oil. So I love cooking with olive oil in a pan, just about a tablespoon, and sauteing different vegetables. What I like about olive oil is using this as a good fat. So I don't eat a ton of it, but I will, like I said, when cooking, use that. It's really important to buy extra virgin olive oil and not get refined olive oil. Anything refined is going to have less nutrients in it, which extra virgin olive oil has a lot of antioxidants and can be good for you. Rice vinegar. So this is going to be found in a lot of different Asian recipes. So it's got, instead of just white vinegar, it's got more of a mild sweet flavor. So I have that in the pantry. Apple cider vinegar is really good for a variety of dishes. I've used it in different dressings to actually putting it in cake before in different recipes. So it's got a tart, definitely a tart, acidic taste because of the apples, but they do say that apple cider is good for you for really balancing those blood glucose levels and making you feel fuller. Quinoa! So Quinoa is great as a grain. This is one that's also gluten-free for those who can't eat gluten and is easy to cook. I was nervous at trying it at first, but it's kind of like rice, but a little different texture. It's got high fiber, which is really good for you, as well as B vitamins. And for a grain, it's really high in protein. So 1 cup equals 8 grams. So this is something I really like to add to a lot of dishes. It makes you feel full. There's been studies that say eating quinoa is really great for your gut health as well. Chickpeas or garbanzo beans are great. They're really inexpensive and they're high in vitamins and minerals and fiber. Per half cup, there's 12 grams of protein. So really, really good. Coconut oil. Now this is one that is really great. Coconut oil is one of the only oils that is known to be a superfood oil. And again, not getting a refined kind, getting the unrefined. It's good in fatty acids. You can use this for a lot of different things. Coconut oil I like to use for baking goods, like if I'm going to make cookies or cake, anything like that. It's got like a sweeter taste, so it's really good for that. Now, substituting things that you may have in your fridge, it's going to be vegan butter. And you can use this just like you use butter, so put it on pancakes or waffles or whatever you would normally use with butter. They do make soy-free as well as organic, different kinds. We like the Earth Balance brand, and you can get it in the buttery spread or the buttery sticks. Either way, it's great. We also always keep vegan milk in the house. You can get coconut milk, which I really enjoy for cereal, or again, if I'm making any baking dishes where I'm baking any sweets, I like to use coconut milk. For dishes that require more of a base, so like making a green bean casserole, instead of using milk, you can use unsweetened original almond milk. They make different varieties for different dishes, so they're really great to have. Soy milk and hemp milk, and there's a variety. You can even get chocolate milk that's vegan. So if you go to the grocery store, you'll notice a whole bunch of different kinds, but the primary ones I use are coconut milk and almond milk. Vegan meat substitutes. So there's definitely soy products like Gardein that are delicious. Now these are going to be products that are processed. So anything that's not you go and you get vegetables from the produce area, they're actually processed, are going to have different, preservatives and different salt added to them. So we don't tend to eat a ton of these, but they're great, especially like Gardein we don't eat a ton of because, it's definitely processed, and it's one that we'll use it like occasionally, and if we need to eat something pretty fast like spaghetti and meatballs, just getting Gardein from the frozen section, you can find that at any grocery store. So Gardein's a great vegan brand. Beyond Meat has a plant protein that's made from peas, which is really delicious. The Beyond Burger, so many people I know love the Beyond Burger. So that's a really great one, especially for husbands who aren't going vegan. That's a good one to start them off on. Okay, yes, this is how it's going to feel to go vegan. You are taking control of your life. You are doing this for you, the planet, the animals. And again, we are so proud of you for being here and getting started with us. So, your homework. You are going to gather 7 vegan recipes. You can get them from our site, other places, magazines, doesn't matter. And 7 snacks like hummus or whatever you want to snack on, trail mix. And I want you to list them out so you are prepared and ready to go for when we get started. The next thing is post in the group. Tell us what you're going to be making and introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from and what really inspired you to go vegan and change your life. So with that, I'm so excited to see you in the group and get started. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.